On April 10th, China's State Administration for Market Regulation issued a fine of renminbi 18.28 billion, roughly equal to 2.78 billion USD, to Alibaba, the largest fine since China implemented the anti-monopoly law in 2008. The fine was nearly triple the 1 billion USD fine when Qualcomm Incorporated was handed a record penalty by China's antitrust regulators in 2015. Meanwhile, China's State Administration for Market Regulation issued an administrative guidance letter to Alibaba, requiring it to carry out a comprehensive rectification and submit a self-inspection and compliance report for 3 consecutive years. The official move means that Alibaba's past days of aggressive expansion in China or official support are over. The report also alleges that Alibaba abused its dominant position in the market for e-tailing platform services by prohibiting or restricting merchants on the platform from opening stores on other platforms, limiting market competition, infringing on the legitimate rights of merchants on the platform, and harming consumer interests. Alibaba again chose to accept rather than defend itself, as it did last year in the face of accusations from Chinese officials. Alibaba said in an announcement on April 10th that it sincerely accepts and firmly obeys this penalty, and that sound government regulation and services have been key to Alibaba's growth to date, for which we are grateful and respectful. In October last year, Alibaba's founder Jack Ma criticized Chinese financial authorities and banks for having pawn-chip thinking, and the future of finance as being based on big data and openness to innovation at the Bund Summit in Shanghai. His remarks likely shook officials because the other financial enterprise he owned, Ant Financial, controls an incomparable amount of user data that is not normally available directly to the government. Since then, Ma has been in trouble, first being interviewed by officials, then having his 37 billion USD Ant Financial IPO cancelled in both mainland China and Hong Kong. But the Chinese government's actions do not end there. On November 10, 2020, an official anti-monopoly signal against the internet giant in China was made by Zhou Xiaochuan, former governor of China's central bank, at the Boao Forum for Asia in Macau. On the same day, the State Administration for Market Regulation issued the anti-monopoly guidelines in the field of platform economy in order to promote immediate investigation and supervision of suspected monopolies of China's tech firms. The proposed guidelines were officially passed by the Antitrust Committee of the State Council of the Communist Party of China on February 7th this year. On December 11th, 2020, the Political Bureau meeting of the Chinese Communist Party Central Committee explicitly proposed to strengthen anti-monopoly and prevent disorderly expansion of capital, and the subsequent Economic Work Conference of the CCP Central Committee made it one of the 8 key tasks for 2021. In other words, the entire Chinese internet platform economy will be under the pressure of facing investigation by the authorities. Subsequently, 6 of China's major online platform operators, including Alibaba, Tencent, Jingdong, Meituan, Pinduoduo, and Didi, received stern warnings from the authorities. In the same month, a case against Alibaba for abusing its dominant position in the online retail platform services market in China was opened. We cannot deny that internet fintech giant companies are increasingly penetrating into every means of our life, from media, new energy, car manufacturing, bike sharing, entertainment, online education, to community group buying and more. These platforms are having a larger and larger commercial economy and a significant voice in public affairs. In China, this also means the society is on a departure from the absolute control of the CCP, and establishing party committees in these companies can no longer maintain the party's absolute power over the country. Many commentators have said that the hefty fine against Alibaba is a milestone and a signpost that anti-monopoly enforcement on internet platforms in China has entered a new phase. It also serves as a warning to the entire Chinese high-tech industry. To Jack Ma himself, paying the fine willingly and submitting his loyalty again to the party could be his only way out. This is possibly one of the reasons why Alibaba said in its open letter that it will be grateful and respectful of the penalty. On the other hand, Beijing's concern that these technology companies will dilute the Communist Party's control over Chinese society can be seen in a number of other events. Last month, Beijing pressured Alibaba to sell off its media companies, including the well-known Hong Kong media outlet South China Morning Post, and according to an April 9th internal letter from the newspaper, and about 4% of its staff will be laid off. Alibaba has built a large portfolio of media assets over years, including popular online forums, newspapers, TV production companies, social media, and advertising companies. According to a commentary made by official media, Beijing has been reviewing Alibaba's media list since early this year and have been alarmed by the expansion of Alibaba's media footprint. The commentary, quoted people familiar with the matter, said, "The Chinese Communist Party has become increasingly concerned about the tech giant's ability to shape public opinion in the country. Alibaba's enormous media empire is seen as a huge challenge to the Communist Party and its propaganda system," the source said. Discussion about the sale of the South China Morning Post began last year. Although no specific buyer has been identified, it is expected to be another Chinese entity. It is not yet known whether Alibaba will need to sell all of its media assets, according to the report. But from now on, all of Alibaba's proposed plans would need to be approved by China's top leadership. The report suggests that giving up its media footprint may not be a bad thing for Alibaba. After giving up some of its non-core assets, Alibaba may be able to rebuild itself in a more secure position. The move may also allow Alibaba to avoid political minefields in the future as officials further tighten their grip on the media. For veteran media expert Cheng Yizhong, it is an indisputable fact that the rich and the internet predators use the internet platform to manipulate public opinion and make profits. However, what really made Ma's situation difficult was his criticism of the Communist Party's financial regulatory system, which had made Xi Jinping aware of the threat he may pose to the regime. This is why he continues to be suppressed. Some of the analysis also pointed out that Ma's case is the result of an internal struggle at the top of the Chinese Communist Party. According to the Wall Street Journal, anonymous Chinese officials revealed that the suspension of the IPO of Ali's Ant Group was personally ordered by Xi Jinping. An investigation into the shareholder structure of Ant Group revealed that Jiang Zhicheng, the grandson of former CCP leader Jiang Zemin, and the son-in-law of Jia Qinglin, a former member of the Communist Party's Politburo Standing Committee, were secret investors in Ant Group who were accused of opposing Xi. Xi Jinping has suppressed Ant Group with the intention of preventing Jiang and Zheng's faction from coupling the financial power and their influence in the society. The fact that the propaganda outlet is now targeting Ma may indicate that the anti-Xi forces' control of the media and public opinion has alerted Xi. In addition, the authorities have extended their campaign against Ma from the business sector to the education sector. The Financial Times reported on April the 9th that Hupan University, of which Jack Ma is the president, has been forced to stop enrolling new students. Earlier, its Yunnan branch construction project was also terminated. Hupan University, located at Alibaba's Hangzhou headquarters, is the business school founded by Jack Ma and several other entrepreneurs in 2015 to teach entrepreneurship, business management, company culture, and more. Ma once said at the school's inception that "I want Hupan University to operate for 300 years. After stepping down as the chairman of the board of Alibaba in 2019, Jack Ma mainly devoted himself to education, with Hupan University as the focus of his investment and attention. In 2020, when the campus was completed, a source close to Beijing said, "The Beijing authorities thought that Hupan University might be organizing top entrepreneurs from mainland to work together on the goals set by Jack Ma, rather than following the will of the Communist Party. This will not be allowed." It is worth noting that Hupan University's admission requirements include more than 3 years of entrepreneurship, annual revenue of more than 30 million yuan, more than 3 years of corporate taxation, company size of more than 30 people, 3 sponsors, etc. It is not difficult to see that Hupan University has gathered a group of elites. But to Beijing, it looks like Jack Ma is gathering his supporters and may threaten the Chinese Communist regime. It is not the first time Beijing has been alerted to social elites and businessmen's alliance. Earlier this year, the mysterious Chinese tycoon club, Taishan Club, formed under the umbrella of Jack Ma and other Chinese private entrepreneurs, was officially disbanded in January. The Taishan Club was established in 1998. Before its dissolution, there were 16 famous members, each with distinguished qualifications and strong assets, including Liu Chuanshi, founder of the Lenovo Group, Duan Yongji, founder of Stone Group, Feng Lun, founder of Million Group, Li Yanhong, founder of Baidu, Lin Rongqiang, founder of Xinyuan Holdings, Duan Yongping, Shi Yuzhu, founder of Giant Interactive Group, and Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba. When a group of wealthy people is as rich as a state, it will not be allowed under the rule of the Chinese Communist Party.